The New York State Commission for the Blind, NYSCB, a division of New York State's Office of Children and Family Services, presents an overview of NYSCB for Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act, WIOA partners. Title IV, Vocational Rehabilitation Services, are provided by two agencies in New York State. NYSCB works with individuals who are legally blind, and Access VR, Adult Career and Continuing Education Services, Vocational Rehabilitation, works with individuals with all disabilities except blindness. Both NYSCB and Access VR operate under the same federal regulations. The main goal of vocational rehabilitation services is to assist individuals in obtaining competitive integrated employment. Certain policies differ between the two agencies. This is generated from the fact that the federal government allows the designated state unit to develop specific policy to suit the needs of the business processes and consumer base. For example, the technology policy and college policy. These services are provided based on economic eligibility and the economic need determination threshold defined by each of the designated state units. NYSCB is the state vocational rehabilitation agency that provides employment services to New Yorkers who are legally blind. The mission of NYSCB is to enhance employability, to maximize independence, and to assist in the development of capacities and strengths of people who are legally blind. What is legal blindness? Legal blindness is a visual acuity of 20/200 or less in the better or stronger eye with best correction, or restricted field of vision of 20 degrees or less in the better or stronger eye. NYSCB can assist in determining if someone meets this criteria. If you are working with someone you believe to be legally blind, you should reach out to NYSCB to assist with an eligibility determination. The organizational structure of NYSCB. There are 7 district offices, 6 outstations, 50 vocational rehabilitation counselors, including transition age-specific counselors and children's consultants statewide, orientational ability specialists, and vision rehabilitation therapy certified trainers are located in some district offices. NYSCB also maintains an eye registry of legally blind New Yorkers. NYSCB holds comprehensive services contracts and placement services contracts, most often with our partner providers in the local community. NYSCB also hires private vendors across the state. To apply for NYSCB services, visit the NYSCB website at visionloss.ny.gov. On the website, you will find an application for services as well as a list of contact information for the district offices. Feel free to call your local district office for more information at 1-866-871-3000. It is important to remember that NYSCB is here to serve those who are legally blind. When contacting NYSCB, you may want to have some information about the participant's vision available or be prepared to discuss the vision with the local district office. If you believe the participant qualifies for services, the local district office can help you determine that. NYSCB vocational rehabilitation services are provided on an individualized basis and determined by what the participant requires in order to achieve their employment goal. Many of the services NYSCB provides mirrors those provided by our partners at Access VR. It is most important to stress that these services are specific to the participant and are based on their IPE, Individualized Plan for Employment. These services can help prepare a participant for work, but also focus on collaboration with education and business settings to make accommodations. Services are provided by NYSCB staff, private agencies serving people who are blind, general community rehabilitation providers, and private vendors. Successful outcomes for both the participant and the business is the goal of NYSCB services. Eligibility for VR services. Eligibility is based on 2 conditions. 1, having a disability, which for NYSCB services must include legal blindness, which results in a substantial impediment to employment, and 2, requiring VR services to prepare for, enter, engage, or retain a competitive integrated employment. The main focus of NYSCB services is the vocational rehabilitation program. These criteria pertain to eligibility for that program. Eligibility for other NYSC programs may vary slightly, but will always require legal blindness. To determine eligibility for services, the vocational rehabilitation counselor, VRC, will need existing medical records or information from the Social Security Administration that verifies the disability. An eye exam may be necessary if existing reports are not available. NYSCB can pay for the exam to determine whether an applicant is legally blind. Once an applicant is determined eligible, Plan for Services, the IPE, will be developed. The IPE is developed with input from the participant and the counselor. The IPE is a plan to achieve the agreed-upon employment goal and the services to be provided in order to achieve that goal. Vocational rehabilitation services are provided to students and youth typically beginning at age 14, but services can begin as early as age 10 for some youth. There's a strong focus on pre-employment transition services for this age group. Services can include pre-vocational services, work readiness, work experience, and pre-college programs. Adult services typically start at age 18. However, there is no upper age limit for someone who is otherwise meeting the criteria for eligibility and has an employment goal. Typically, there are 3,600 individuals receiving VR services from NYSCB at any given time. The most common VR services provided by NYSCB include low vision services, which assist individuals in maximizing the use of residual vision, vision rehabilitation therapy, VRT, services which assist participants with looking at accommodations such as lighting, physical layout, or the use of hand magnifiers, and can include some technology and Braille, orientational mobility, O&M services, which assist participants with navigating safely to and from work or school, as well as within the location, and also assistive technology services, which assist participants with adapting hardware and software to the needs of the participant and includes computer training and troubleshooting schoolwork technology issues. These services are often the building blocks of educational and vocational success. Individuals need these skills to be ready for and successful at most endeavors. Some additional VR services include assessment services, vocational rehabilitation counseling and guidance, referral services, adaptive equipment and home modifications, interpreter services for deafblind participants and non-English speaking individuals, medical restoration services, placement and post-employment services, reader services for participation in college training, special expenses related to training, technological aids and adaptive equipment, transportation, vocational and other training services, including college training, and other goods and services. Employment-based services provided by NYSCB include placement services, which are programs directly related to assisting a participant in preparing for and achieving or maintaining competitive integrated employment. Work experience training is a time-limited, paid opportunity for a participant with little to no work experience who may have had a gap in employment or is changing labor fields. Work readiness services are provided for participants who demonstrate a need to learn basic skills for success in the workplace. This may include soft skills as well as job-seeking skills. Work tryout, WTO, can offset many costs of hiring new employees. This service offers businesses an opportunity to evaluate the employee's ability to satisfactorily perform on the job with reimbursement costs by NYSCB for a limited time period. NYSCB also provides the services of on-the-job training, OJT, and paid internships. The Job Safe program allows NYSCB to assist individuals who are losing vision and are currently employed to maintain their employment. These individuals are not yet legally blind, but are expected to become legally blind within a year. Individuals must currently be employed and at risk of losing their job due to vision-related issues and must not be currently being provided services through Access VR. NYSCB has a strong history of providing VR services to transition-age youth. A highlight of our service delivery is the ability to begin VR services at age 10. Due to this early connection, NYSCB is better able to build quality relationships and understand and influence those who work in a positive fashion. Often, we are aware of and know these youth earlier through their involvement in the children's program. For youth ages 10 to 14, NYSCB focuses mainly on pre-vocational skills as well as social and skill-building programs. These programs can include many of the services we discussed previously under the most common services, as well as pre-vocational and work readiness services and social skills building programs. Services for ages 14 and older are more expansive and include work experience training, which is an employment preparation program where NYSCB pays wages for a limited amount of time. NYSCB also has a pre-college program aimed at high school juniors. This is a 4-week residential program on a college campus. There is one upstate and downstate. This program has been very successful in helping us identify and address issues before young people exit high school if college is their next step. NYSCB considers businesses an important partner in the VR process. NYSCB regularly provides services to businesses through many of the programs previously discussed. Technology may seem to present a barrier to hiring individuals who are blind, but NYSCB can work with businesses and their IT staff on accessibility and accommodations. NYSCB can provide information on disability tax incentives such as the Work Opportunity Tax Credit, WOTC, and the Workers' Employment Tax Credit, WETC. NYSCB can also provide accessibility and accommodation information and work retention services, known as the Job Safe program. Wage reimbursement services, such as on-the-job training, OJT, and work tryout, WTO, can also be provided to businesses. The impact of WIOA. NYSCB falls under Title IV Vocational Rehabilitation within WIOA. NYSCB is a member of the WIOA interagency team, which includes representation from New York State Department of Labor, Access VR, Access Adult Education, TANF, the Temporary Assistant for Needy Families, and NYSOFA, New York State Office for the Aging. Work groups from the interagency team are looking at topics such as data sharing and accessibility. NYSCB is actively working to increase representation in the career centers and on regional business engagement teams. This shared knowledge and expertise will lead to increased success for all partners and participants. Although NYSCB is an employment-focused agency, there is a wide array of services for all ages, making us a birth to old age agency. As previously stated, each office has a dedicated counselor for children's and transition services. There is a small amount of state funding to help those individuals who are legally blind but not able to work through IL, Independent Living Services, and federal funding for those individuals who are 55 and older and not working or do not have an employment goal through the ALP, Adaptive Living Program. Children's services are rehabilitation services to individuals who are legally blind beginning at birth. A children's consultant works directly with the family and school to develop a plan to meet the individual child's needs. Children's consultants provide counseling and guidance to the family, advocacy services, educational coordination, and vocational coordination. Children are offered the opportunity to participate in summer camps and year-round recreation programs to increase self-confidence and social skills. Independent living, IL, services are provided to individuals who need support in carrying out day-to-day activities. IL services are available to individuals who are not eligible for VR services and are not receiving services through another NYSCB program. Services are generally provided through not-for-profit organizations and low-vision specialists. Services are based on individual need and may include O&M, VRT, low vision services, adaptive equipment, and social casework. ALP services are for people who need training and services to assist them in living at home and in the community. Participants must be over the age of 55. The primary benefit of this program is to allow older individuals who are experiencing vision loss to function more independently on daily activities. To contact NYSCB, please visit our website at http://visionloss.ny.gov or call toll-free at 1-866-871-3000, and you'll be connected with your local district office. On behalf of NYSCB, we thank you for your continued partnership and look forward to ongoing collaborative work in supporting New Yorkers in gaining or retaining employment. Thank you.